Alright, so today we're going to be doing a full guide and in-depth guide to the warrior class of RUNE SLAYER. So this is going to be a mid to late game build that I'm currently running now, but I will add tips to beginners for this current warrior class. So right now I'm running the war troll helmet. You can see this stuff right there, the crab chest piece, the champion cape, the crab boots, and the basilisk great blade. I'm also running the warrior ring, vitality, and poison bite ring. I also have the ruby lantern, and then for this I'm running mortal strike, whirlwind, counter, bloodthirst, the battle aura, enrage, hindsight slash, and I also use windbind just because. I will explain why I'm running all of these right now. So obviously the ruby lantern you could get from farming platinum, get possible rubies, and do the plus 3% attack buff. The warrior's ring just for the strength, ring of vitality just for the stamina, poison bite ring for the immunity to poison. The war troll helmet, it is one of the best helmets in the game. Obviously this is mid to late game. Right now I'm just mid on the farming aspect. I have not gotten the quest for the other helmet just yet, but this is, you have to be level 39 for this personal helmet. If you are not level 39 yet, you could use the winged helmet, which goes very nice with the crab armor as well. The crab armor, it's probably one of the best warrior armors, and I also love the look of it. That's why I haven't really grinded for the war troll armor just yet. I like the red and the horns on it. You can see a lot of people like this, and I also like the red ruby lantern. I personally don't have too many issues with a lot of the bosses solo right now in this game, so I haven't had too much of a reason to change my armor just yet. Speaking of that, I will add a clip of me going against the war troll with absolutely no parries, a terrible start to where I almost give up, and still beating him with 246 health left. I'm pretty sure it was around there. This build doesn't really struggle a lot at all, especially mid to late game. Late game you might see some issues with armor and the sword damage, which I would recommend the Hellfire Greatsword, which I'm going to grind imps for later. But I will get into locations and our item farming right after the video of the war troll fight. Alright, so after that awful fight and me still winning, obviously you can see that this is a pretty decent build, especially for mid to late game. So for this, I'll explain why I run each of these. So the biggest one I'd say is the battle aura. So the battle aura, I think, protects you from any damage up to 200 damage. So it has practically a 200 health of a shield around your body, which I think is great. It's kind of like the holy shield in my opinion. And then the bloodthirst, which heals you if you hit the attack properly. So with this aura, enrage and bloodthirst, you're practically invincible. If you hit counter, it practically fills your bar, and then mortal strike slowly weakens him and lets your attacks be more damage. And then whirlwind I just use for when I'm awful and I can't hit too many attacks and I need a bigger AoE attack. And that's probably it. So I will get into locations of each thing right now, and I am going to speed up going to the crab armor and where the war troll is at, also the great blade. But I am going to explain right now. Starting out, we are going to go to the Goblin champion to show you where to get the champion cape. So this is the starter village. To get the champion cape, you just have to farm the Goblin champion. It shouldn't be too hard if you have a friend. I prefer a mage, especially if you're running warrior, have a mage friend. It is kind of easier for them to stay alive, especially if you die a few times throughout the fight. But it isn't a crazy drop. And also when you're grinding, you might get the champion cleaver, which I used in the beginning too for a while. I think it does up to 14 physical, which is definitely pretty good because this only has 15. It might be 11 physical, I don't exactly know. But here is the Goblin champion, and that is the cleaver that he has right there, which you can farm for in the beginning as well. Once again, you kind of just have to get it a few times. This champion's cape is very good. It is plus 12 strength, plus 4 spirit, and 35 armor. So I would say it is kind of a must for warrior builds. Next we will go into how to get the crab armor. Alright, so once again we are in the starter village. I will show you how to get the crab armor and then go into the basilisk great blade right after. So after you start heading into the forest village. I honestly forgot the name of the village, but it is directly north from the starter village. You are going to pass the spider cave, and a pretty big thing with the spiders is obviously you've seen this personal build. Jeez, this personal build has negative speed boost. So I would recommend a wolf for a pet if you don't really care about damage like that. Why am I swinging my sword so much? There we go. If you don't care about damage like that, I personally run the spider just because it kind of helps a little bit when I'm soloing bosses to get that extra damage that the wolf does not really give you. People do say the wolf is faster. I don't really see that it's too much faster to really make a huge difference. Maybe the jump might be a little bit bigger. I don't know. But so starting in this village, you will just head to the swamp to get the crabs. With killing these crabs, you're going to be going for the crab carcasses. It's a little bit of a grind, nothing too crazy. I go straight left to the swamp. Hopefully it is this way. But I personally thought in the beginning that the drops were cut off because there were a few bugs with some of the drops, and also trading was disabled when I first started grinding for this armor set. Well, it is directly east from the village. That was my bad. To get to the swamp, you don't really have to worry about the panthers or anything just yet, unless you have a quest for them. You know, you could fight them. But so for the crabs, like I said, it's a little bit of a grind to get all the carcasses. I thought it wasn't working because I wasn't getting any carcasses, and I didn't figure that it was going to be too hard. It's not too hard after the first few. Obviously, it's kind of RNG. I don't know the exact percent drop, but I would say that the crab armor is definitely worth it, and they do look pretty cool. That's why I haven't gotten the troll armor just yet. Once again, this is what it looks like, especially with the ruby lantern. I think it just looks super clean. So once you get into the swamp, the crab could spawn right there. Right in front of me right here where this other crocodile is, or alligator, I don't know which one. And here is a crab. And then also up here on this little platform they usually spawn. So honestly what I did was I sat here to where I could kind of see two, or I sat over there and I killed the crabs and then server hopped while having a lot of food in my inventory. And right from this platform from the swamp, you could see the basilisk, where you will get his hide. I personally don't think I have any on me right now, but it is some hide. I think it is 2 of his hide, and then silver or platinum to make the sword. And the sword is 15 physical, 10 strength, 6 spirit and 3 stamina, which I think it is a great sword. It looks very cool, and honestly, a lot of the stuff in this game I like to go off of looks and obviously usage, and when you could get both of those out of these items, that's why I personally like to run them. So obviously there's a great sword, the armor. Once again, look into this. The crab boots give you 475 armor, 12 strength, 6 spirit, 1 stamina, and -2 speed boost. The crab chest piece gives you 950 armor, 12 strength, 12 spirit, and 3 stamina. And for these items, you have to be only level 28. Once again, the war troll helmet, you do have to be level 39. But for that, you could get the winged helmet, and for the wing helmet, you could get right out of the swamp, kind of anywhere in this deep woods forest area, and kill birds for the winged helmet, and I think it is silver as well. So it is just the feathers and silver to craft that winged helmet, which does look pretty nice. It is red wings, and it does go good with the crab armor. I just personally run the troll armor just for the extra strength and armor. So that is all of that, and then I'm going to go into the war troll helmet next, and where to find the war troll and how to farm for the troll hide that you could see that you get from him. I think I got it in the drop from when I defeated him, which shows that it's not too rare, but it is definitely a % drop. And also in that area, I think I might have explained that to get the ruby lantern, you do have to farm the platinum. The platinum is a % drop to drop a ruby, if I'm not mistaken. I personally got a sapphire. I don't exactly know how. Maybe it was from the silver ore or platinum ore, but I just traded a sapphire for a ruby to a mage build that I was playing with, which is definitely a solid trade. He didn't have any problems with it. I didn't have any problems with it, so it was pretty nice. So now I'm going to go to the war troll from the starter village. Alright, so here we are back at the starter village, and if you just point your compass straight west, you will most likely get in the direction of Limgrave, which is where the war troll is going to be at. That's also where the one of the heaven sent guilds are at, which I personally joined because I didn't feel like going to the other guild when I was in Limgrave. The armor in that guild is pretty nice, but it is 10 gold to get each piece, I'm pretty sure, which I thought was quite outrageous. But like I said, you point your compass straight west, you find this river, you follow it down. There will be a crocodile or alligator in a certain part, so obviously just don't cross around there, but for the most part you will be all good. Alright, so now we are at Lake Shire. You could get these jobs from the guild. They are always refreshing after you hit rank C. Just make sure you have them, just in case you do one of the quests and you want some of that XP. I am going to be hitting level 40 soon after a while, so I could just slay the hill troll one more time and get that XP. It is probably one of the easiest things to farm, in my opinion, in this current state of the game that I'm in. So like you've seen, I just headed straight for the rope past the houses, or I guess buildings, go up these steps straight left to this little ledge. I obviously like to use a pet for this just to move a little bit quicker. Drop down to the main base layer. I'd say that this is like the main hill area, and right off to the left you will see this kind of little hole. Just go ahead and jump over here, and here is the hill troll, which you seen me defeat earlier. And yeah, this is where you'll get the troll hide for the helmet. So once again, this is the in-depth guide of the warrior build, just for the armor and weapon. For everything before this current armor set, excluding the helmet, I would say just go based off of the crafting. You could easily use the silver armor and the silver greatsword up into this level. Obviously, if you get the champion cleaver, that is pretty nice. And I'd say that's about it. The crab armor was the first things I got after the silver armor. I actually think I crafted the platinum armor before, just to have some nice armor. And to get the platinum armor, you would just need a silver pickaxe, and this is platinum right here that you will find in this specific area. To get that, you would just mine, I say in the main area or on top, and you could just go to, and then get this one. You could server hop and server hop again until you get however much platinum you need. You could also sell it. It sells for some decent amount just to get that extra coins. But yeah, this is the warrior build. I will be doing a build on each class eventually. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comments below.